Clarke, Jimmy said last week wanted to get you some more opportunities. Last two games, 20 minutes at least in each game. How have you felt these last few, especially late in games, trying to generate more offense?
I think so. I think just feel like I'm in the flow of the game, and sometimes you don't even notice it. It just kind of you're going again. You're just eager to be out there, and then it's. I don't feel like a wear on my body or anything like that. I'm just kind of want to make a difference, want to be out there in those key situations, and they've leaned on me a little bit more, and I'm just trying to make the most of my opportunity, try to be responsible. But late in the game, they want me to move the puck up the ice, carry the puck a little bit, and that's what I'll try to do. I'll just do whatever they want.
How do you balance, taking advantage of opportunities, something Jimmy's been very complimentary of you for this season, when it's later in the game and the team's trailing? Is that kind of your main focus, is to generate more offense, or do you still kind of pick and choose your battles?
I still think I try to pick and choose my battles. I think there's still sometimes where, late in the game, if they want me to maybe run the line more, or maybe that's when I can attack down the wall or kind of run a switch or something like that. Like, they'll give me the green light, they'll come talk to me. But in terms of just kind of the whole play, and especially when we're in the D zone, it's still like I'm not trying to cheat anything. I'm just trying to make the right read and play my game, and then when capitalize when I can, all throughout the game. But especially late in the game, if I have a little bit more of a laneway, I'll maybe take it a little bit more. So that's just kind of how I'm reading it right now.
Clarke, 2 games in a row where analytics tell us that the Kings created more chances than they have previously this year. Having said that, and I'm just going to phrase it this way, what's missing to not get those goals because you're generating chances?
It's definitely frustrating. We talked this morning about we looked at all our offensive zone chances, and we're like, this is a lot of good stuff. There's a lot of stuff, especially beyond that we got to be proud of. That we got to, if we keep doing, is going to be the right way, and how we're going to win games, how we're going to put up a lot of goal totals. But it's not, when it's not going in, it's frustrating, and it's not like I think we were getting to that. And I usually, the thing is like, oh, that's when you got to work them down low, get to the net, get a dirty one. But there's pucks that went through the crease, there's pucks that hit the post, there's pucks that just bounced over guys' sticks beside the net. So it's definitely frustrating. And when it's a game, you only score once in that game when we had 40 shots and a lot of great A's. But there's like a lot of good to take away as well. And in the grand scheme of things, if we can build off that and just take the positives, it's gonna do us well in the long run.
Obviously, getting comfortable with Drew on the power play, but now seeing in some of those late game situations where they're going to you guys, what's it like, kind of being a little bit more comfortable and then having that be a guy that you can go to and read off of, like one of the guys that you're out there with a lot?
100%. I mean, he's got a bomb of a shot. He's really smart with the puck. He's done this his whole career, and it's nice to be out there with him. He's I feel like we move the puck really well together, even on his left side. It's a little more challenging, being a righty on the left side, but he's good at opening his hips and getting the puck over to me and being ready for a shot, and reading the puck on the wall, still holding it in. So I think we can generate well together, and we transition the puck well. So I think in those late games situations, I think it works well that we just kind of do what it takes to get the puck up the ice, and then try to just make reads when we get up there. So it's been going well, and it's been nice to play with him.
How much have you learned from him in those types of situations? Like you said, playing on your offside, different things like that. How much do you pick up when you are able to get out there with him?
Oh, a ton, I think. And he sits next to me in the locker room. I think we talk, even he's like, hey, if we do get out there, let's do this, let's do this. So he's always communicating. Obviously, it's Drew. He never stops talking. But he's been great. So I've been thankful to do that. Power plays, we're moving it well. He's, like I said, he's got the huge shot from the top that we want him to use, and he has been using it well. So it's coming along good, and I think we're moving the puck pretty well.
Because the results have not been there with the wins of late. I mean, you had 5 games where you had points in 5 straight. As a group, as a team, as a core of defensemen, what do you think you guys can improve on right now?
I think I don't know. It's unfortunate that things are going the way they have been. I think there's been moments where I think we've been a really strong core, and I think we're all well communicating. We're all we're blocking shots. We're sacrificing the body. We're shutting guys down, transitioning pucks well, and then it's just like it's frustrating that sometimes when we're getting our chances, the bounces aren't going their way, and if we're limiting their chances and they get like kind of one clean break, it's it's just finding its way home right now. So that's on us to clean that up, though. We're taking the onus on that. We can't give up grade A's. We can't give up rebounds. It's just the way it is. And I think we're building as a group. Obviously, we had 2 new guys to our D core, so we're still coming along. And there's still those D pairs have been switching up a little bit, so it's still coming along. But I don't know. We're confident in our group that we're gonna make it work and that we're doing the right things. And I think all the strong. When you think of last season, it's how strong our D core was and how reliable we were. I think that's coming soon too. So it's gonna be good.
Kopi and Juice today, first kind of real practice for you with those 2 guys. What were some of your takeaways?
Great players, obviously. So I had fun on the ice for sure. Yeah, that's it.
Now the coaching staff has seen a lot from you, and it seemed very confident in you kind of playing with a bunch of different players this season. What makes you a really good fit, maybe with those 2 guys on the top line?
I think I'm going to try to be heavy on the forecheck and try to get the puck to those guys and kind of create more space for them to play because they're so skilled with the puck and can make plays. So for all of that, I don't know. I'll do my best.
This is your first practice in a while. The schedule hasn't allowed for that many practices early in the season. How important is it to get out there and kind of get back to doing some of these things away from a game?
No, it's good to practice, obviously, but I feel like this season, especially with the Olympics and everything, the schedule is so tight with games. I feel like we play pretty much every other day and have back-to-backs in there too. So it's also good to have the days to rest and recover. But good to have practice too and go over some things for sure.
Have you noticed anything different about the schedule, especially playing on the West Coast as opposed to being in Montreal? And I'm sure they're a little bit closer to some of these teams that they're playing.
Yeah, for sure. The travel is a little bit different, but it doesn't really matter. I have to play everyone, so wherever you are, you travel to all the places.
Obviously, the group has found ways to get points from most games this season, but only 5 wins out of 13. What do you make of the way that the team has started this season and what's going well and maybe what's not going so well?
That's a tough question. I feel like we play great, and then there's just moments in the game where it's for 5 minutes or 10 minutes. There's a moment where the opponent scores a couple of goals or something, but overall I feel like we've been playing great, and I feel like it's just a matter of time when it turns around and we go and roll here. So I feel like I'm being pretty happy with the overall play from my team.
Pears and Turk had said last week that when it comes to playing Kings hockey, it's clearly there. It's just kind of coming in spurts. How, as a forward and having played with a bunch of different lines, do you try to keep that consistency going throughout a full 60-minute game?
It's just every time you go on the ice, you have to kind of do the job that the game kind of asks you to do. So it's just keep the focus for the whole 60 But everybody's gonna make mistakes, and that's also okay. But it's I don't know. I don't know what it is. It's focus or preparation or whatever it is. But it's I feel like it's coming along, and it's just a matter of time when it just takes off.
Has your routine changed at all this year with going to crypto and everything for a home game down there? How's your home routine been?
I really don't have any routine, so I just try to get a ride to the rink from someone and warm up and go play hockey.
That's it. So there's no routine at all. There's nothing that you like to try to do before games or things that get you going normally?
I usually eat the same stuff, but I'm a horrible napper, so it varies from day to day, and I really don't have any superstitions or routines that much, so let's go with the flow.
What's life been like for you since coming out here for the first time?
Great. Yeah, it's awesome place to live. Really easy place to live with the family and stuff. So and obviously the team and everything here it's been great. Yeah.
Outside of hockey, what are the things that you guys have gotten up to?
A lot of walking. Go outside with the kids and stuff like that. So just basic stuff.
It seems like game by game, there's different elements that have been adjusted, worked on, and improved. Was today's practice maybe, I guess, the most amount of adjustments, just lineup-wise, or that you're hoping to have an impact in tomorrow's game?
Yeah, I would say today more than anything was some different lines, deep pairs again.
Yeah.
So that was probably the biggest change. We had a video session before practice, didn't go into too much depth and, nothing new, just trying to touch up some things in practice, but we had some different combinations. Yeah.
Jim, is the challenge to get improved play that you just can't focus on one thing? There isn't just one thing right now, it's playing games?
Well, I mean, I don't know. I would say the last two home games, if you look at the games, you would say Detroit, we took too many penalties. Borderline, right? Came down. So we got to clean that up. So we took 0 penalties against New Jersey. So that's coming. These are things we talked about before, right? We didn't like our offensive game coming back from Chicago and San Jose. Created all kinds of chances against Detroit. Created more chances against New Jersey. So we're just in a spot right now where we're just missing. We don't have a lot of swagger, a lot of confidence with the puck around the net. Sometimes that's the way the game goes. So we don't want to overact. If we were getting nothing done and reeling, we would probably have to say, this and this and this, but we feel like it's coming together. And if we play the game we played over and over again, we'll be happy with the results. I'm confident of that.
What would you like to see from Armia moving with Kopi and Adrian?
Well, just in the offensive zone, probably more than anything. Just a presence around the net, under the goal line, hanging on to the pucks. I think one thing we've seen from Joel, he has the ability to do that. He's at the net for sure. He can hold on to it a little bit, maybe get Kopi and Juice there for some support, and just basically play the game he's played so far. But be a bit of a presence in the ozone.
And then if we can go into just a little further on, looks like going back to the defense pairs that started the season.
Yeah, I think Dumo and Cease were new to the team, and maybe we put them together a little bit too early to get them up and rolling. And it always helps when the D partners talk to each other. Hey, what were you thinking there? I was doing this. Oh, we do this more. Oh, okay. And maybe they weren't allowed to have that conversation as well. So splitting them up, getting them with the guy who's been here for a while. Now we feel like they've been here long enough. And, we've always liked Mikey and Drew together. So it's just time to try that out again and see what we get for results.
I think I asked you before, that'll be my last. You mentioned the creation of chances. Can you pinpoint anything that that you can let us know that helped in creating those chances more so than was happening on the last road trip?
Well, yeah. I mean, it's never in a vacuum. So one thing we talked about. Turnovers. We're turning the puck over in the neutral zone. So in the last couple games, 3 games, you would see we haven't turned the puck over as much. Well, when you don't turn it over as much, you're able to forecheck at minimum. You'd like to carry it in, but when that's not available, you can forecheck. Now you're forechecking, now you're getting the puck, you're winning battles, you're getting it to the top, you're rotating your D, people are going down the backside, you miss, it goes to the corner, the D pinches, somebody covers. They all work together. So I would say the biggest thing is probably not turning it over in the neutral zone, giving ourselves a chance to play in the ozone.
Jim, off of like you said, putting Mikey and Drew back together. Wanted to ask you about Drew. Lay it out just a little bit. Obviously, last year, coming back off the broken ankle, you really pushed real hard to be part of that Four Nations group, for a tournament. The Olympics certainly will be coming up next spring, and it's obviously something that he wants to very much be a part of. Curious, how much does his motivation to be there, how much does that help your squad?
Well, I think it helps us, but Drew is he's a competitor, and he's an LA King through and through. So I think that's a nice carrot for him, but I don't expect anything would be different if that wasn't an Olympic year. Drew plays hard, he wants to win, he gives his all at any time. I can understand knowing it's there and having that as a goal. But I don't think it affects his day-to-day. I think we would get what we get from him in any case.
So with, like I said, maybe Mike, with maybe pairing them back together, how do you
Right. I mean, I hope it works well, I would assume, because they played so well together. The other thing that goes with that is probably Mikey hasn't been playing as much lately. Certainly not as much as he played last season when Drew wasn't there. So it's about, making sure that Mikey knows that he's a, really critical piece for us and our team and our success. He has been for a long time.
When you're going through a stretch like this where the team continues to get points, but maybe the overall results have not been there, how much of a benefit is it for the coaching staff to have a group of forwards like Turk and like Armia and Laugh, players that you can kind of feel confident in sliding throughout the lineup, but also trying to find that right spot for them?
Well, yeah, it's always, when you can play multiple positions and you can complement in different ways. Sometimes you're not the guy that's carrying the puck or has the puck most of the time on the line, but you're forechecking or you're being F3, you're back checking. There's different roles that go on a line, and when you can be a complement player at this stage in your career, that goes a long way. You get more opportunities than you probably would otherwise. So that's important for us. If you go back, you would probably say that for minutes played, Turk and Malott, along with Perry, he played with them most often, Turk and Malott, I have to single those two guys out because they've had different line mates because Perez has been up and down. The last two games, in minutes played, and nobody been more effective than those two. So the next question is, why don't you play more minutes? Well, there is a balance. There's a sequence of events with any team, but those guys have really impressed and certainly I think are pushing for more minutes.
Just one more adjustment question, and I think it's kind of obvious if Corey Perry does go on the power play unit, front net presence, what are byproducts off of that, of him going to the front of net for the power play?
Well, I think, it's something we talked about. You've got one of the best net front guys, that's played the game. So if I'm on the power play now, and I know Corey Perry is always going to be at the net front, I don't think it's ever a bad play for me to decide if I don't have anything better, I'm just going to direct it at the net because Pears is there. So I'm hoping it has a residual effect of just allowing players to say, you know what, let's just be a little bit more proactive in attacking the net. And if we can set up a nice play after that, hey, by all means. But we've got the best guy there, so why not just throw it there?
One player that's affecting you most would be Kuzmenko.
Yeah.
Do you have to have a conversation about why he lost his spot on the top line and why he's not being used on the first power play unit, or does he know why?
No, I will have a conversation with it. I haven't talked to him before practice, so we'll talk to him after. We talked to a little bit about the power play. But yeah, that's usually a conversation when you move somebody around. You show them that respect. But we're hoping that Kuzi gets to touch the puck more on the second power play unit. Now, he probably doesn't want to be there, but now hopefully he's getting it more. For whatever reasons, he wasn't getting the puck enough with that first unit. At the end of last year, Kuzi kind of ran through Kuzi a lot. And we just weren't getting him the puck. So we hope to reset him a little bit and get him the puck and allow him to use some creativity with the second unit.
You said last week, or maybe it was, early last week, that Clarke was maybe a victim of the team taking too many penalties because he's not out for the penalty kill. These last two games since then, his ice time has gone up to his highest total since he's been here. Is that something that you expect to continue, or is it kind of a byproduct of the team needing to create more offensive presence late in games?
Yeah, that goes hand in hand for sure. So we'll just see. I mean, it's sometimes based on how you play. Sometimes it's based on the situation, the moment in the game, the power play, the penalties. There's just a lot of different factors that go in. If it's your night tonight, or if it's somebody else is feeling it. So there's a lot of different things that go into that. But you got to play good both ways.
So that's two defensemen now, Mike Anderson and Brandt Clarke, that we've talked about wanting to get more minutes. Is there an ideal version in your head of the blue line? For like Dumoulin and Ceci started together, even strength to start the season.
Yeah.
But they stayed together on the penalty kill through the 13 games.
Right.
They were effective as a penalty kill.
Yeah.
Is there a version of the sixth defenseman in your head of what you would like it to look like and what the minutes distribution would like
Yeah.
to look like, or is it just situational?
It is so much situational, as we talked about. There's no set, number. I think Drew, for some nights, Drew's probably played more than we want him to play. There's different circumstances that have led to that. There's been a lot of overtime games. I think that's the one thing too that would inflate or deflate somebody's numbers a little bit. Now you got a power play in overtime, that changes things. So there's always these different factors, but we would probably, as a group, probably like to have them a little bit more balanced this season than we have in past years.
Last question.
It's not a team question. Is there a correlation between more ice time for Brandt and increased offensive chances on the numbers?
I don't know. I don't know. It's at times, yeah. Sometimes it can work the other way too. You know, it goes back and forth. So, with increased ice time is increased responsibility, good and bad. You know what I mean? And that's why when you look to Drew over all the years and playing all those minutes, it's great to have him, but you really have to deliver on both sides of the puck. You know, that's why these guys that play all the minutes like that over a long career, it's really quite impressive.
Coach, you think the team is kind of squeezing the sticks a little bit tight at home, looking for the first win on home ice?
Could be. You know, it could be. We what we don't have is just that swagger. I said to the guys, you know, last year you guys have covered us. Those last 2 games, I can think of a few games that we've had this year that last year we never lost. If we outplayed a team, we didn't lose. We got outplayed, we won our fair amount of games that we got outplayed, and usually the ones that were 50-50 we won. You know, we had a pretty good home record. So it's just been a little bit off this year so far. So we'll get it back. But that's kind of how that's played out.